This year? Okay. I graduated in 92. Okay, I guess we're ready to get started. This is the in-furrow treatments. You see we start up there with Black Label Zinc and Reinforced K and some other Black Label Zinc treatments, and then down we end up with Riser. Basically what we're trying to decide here with this plot is one of these products work, and also testing it paired to some standard treatments of dry fertilizer and so forth. You look at fertilizer technology over the years and where it has come and where it's at today and where it's going to be in 10 years is pretty amazing. A lot of people, say pound to pound the world around when it comes to fertilizer. Truthfully, I don't believe that because of the technology in the fertilizer and the way we can place and use formulations today are changing that theory. If you look at EDTAs, everybody know what an EDTA is when it comes to fertilizer? Does anybody care? I was checking. EDTA is a chelating agent. And if you sprayed zinc EDTA or manganese EDTA, that's a way to take the metal, in this case I'll use zinc, which has 6 bonds. We typically use a lot of EDTA in agriculture because we can mix it with fertilizer, we can mix it with glyphosate and pesticide applications. But the challenge is if you have a soil surface or even a leaf surface, so this would be the soil / leaf, is that when you spray this metal or put it in your fertilizer, is to get these bonds to break away. Now the plant can absorb that metal, which in this case is zinc, up through the roots or through the plant tissue, through the cuticle. If you look at, if anybody in the audience used Black Label Zinc or any black products? Okay. Well, hence the name. It's called Black Label Zinc because the product is black. Probably blacker in this magic marker if it's possible. And what makes it black? It has organic acid. Where's organic acid come from? It comes from a rock called lenornite. What's lenornite? Lenornite is the rock that's above coal. So lenornite actually becomes coal. Well, how do you get to lenornite? Lenornite is decomposed plant material that's millions of years old. So that's what lenornite is. And then what we do is we get our lenornite from North Dakota because it has a high extraction rate, meaning that we don't have to handle as many as rail cars, because we can extract 80 to 90% of that rock into a liquid, and then we put fertilizer, and then we sell it to you guys. So, what makes up organic acid then? What are the components? And maybe some of you have heard of this. Any of you heard humic acid? Anybody hear of that, humic acid? Well, now you say you've heard of humic acid, then I guess come here. The other component is fulvic acid. Both of these have what's called a huge net negative. So you mix it into a fertilizer, you've this complex of fertilizer nutrients because they have a huge net negative charge. And then you look at your soil test will say CEC. Anybody know what that measures? The charge of your soil. The higher the number, the more net negative charge your soil has. The ability to hold on nutrients. So if you're in a sandy soil, you might have a reading of a 3. So it means a fuel tank is a small fuel tank. You better carry a gas can with you. If you got a CEC of 10, you got a large gas tank. I can fill that baby up and ride. Not have to worry about the gas station. So all this is about charges, is what we're talking about. What makes Actagro organic acids unique is the third component is called humin. We go out there and kill a bunch of people and throw it into our mix and we get humin. It's actually a component of lenornite. And the fourth part is carbohydrates, known as sugars. And okay, so what's all this? Where are you going? I'm hungry and I want to go eat. Well, all these components have benefits. You have soil physical. If you look at the soil tests that were handed out, look at the base saturation. Take your percentage of calcium, divide that by your percentage of magnesium. That percentage, and you'll come up with a number somewhere between a 1 and an 8. Anybody know what number 1 is? So you take, okay, you got 11.8% magnesium, divide that into calcium, which is 67.5%, you got about a 6. I can tell from a chemical standpoint that ground has great soil tilth. Take a soil penetrometer, push it right down. Excellent field to grow alfalfa or soybeans, because we need good drainage to take the N2 gas that we breathe and put that into usable nitrogen. Hence, if you take that number, let's say, for example, it was a 2. I take that soil penetrometer and boom, wait a minute, let me stand on it. See if I can get it through. I'll come back when it rains, maybe I can get it through the ground then. It's compacted ground. We know that soybeans and alfalfa on that ground is going to be challenged. So anything we can do to loosen the ground up would be helpful. There's a lot of information. Obviously, we look at pH. When we look at pH on a soil test, you know, anything above 6.8, 6.9 or higher, we know a lot of nutrients are going to be tied up and plain unavailable. Same if it's a low pH. You got a high pH, calcium, magnesium ties it up. A low pH, you got iron and aluminum. Humic acid, fulvic acid affects that soil physical part. It actually helps the soil tilth and compact the soils. You look at soil chemical, which we're referring to here is you got nutrients in your soil that could be available or unavailable. So if you have, say, 100 parts per million phosphorus in a soil test on a malic extraction, that's more than enough P to grow a 300 bushel corn crop. But yet we'll put phosphorus out in our starter program and get a response. Well, if I got so much phosphorus in the soil, why do I have to put more phosphorus out and then by doing it, I get a response? So it's the right thing to do, right? Well, the challenge is you got more than enough P, but is it plain available? Is it, high pH? It could be calcium phosphate, magnesium phosphate, it's a rock. It's low pH, it's aluminum or iron phosphate. It's there, it's just a rock. We got to solubilize it. So these things, along with this, will liberate. As long as you use a high percentage of organic acid, you can help liberate your soil nutrient in the soil. Get into the soil solution, make it plain available. These two, the carbohydrates, also affect microbes, which microbes help with breaking down fodder. If you're no-till and you're trying to get to the point where you're getting these high yields and you want to break that fodder down so you can plant through them, that's all about getting those microbes hungry to help mineralization. The other thing, you got a lot of your nutrients tied up in that corn stalk or soybean leaf or whatever. It's all about getting these microbes active and keeping them active to help mineralization. The other benefit you'll get from this technology is what I call plant stimulation. So if you put it in furrow, you'll stimulate the root. Now, if you notice what we call black label zinc, we know it's black because the linolite, the organic acid put in it. There must be zinc in it because it's got zinc in the name, which it does, and it also has phosphorus. Now, why would we add zinc to a phosphorus-based product? You would think that we would add zinc because we had a reason to, and we do. Zinc is needed for a plant to assimilate phosphorus. So if you have a lot of phosphorus in the soil, and let's say it's in the soil solution,